Folks, I just find it unbelievable. I just find it so freaking unbelievable. Last year this happened to me. Last year this happened to many people. And now this year it happened again. I'm one of those very fortunate ones whose game has actually survived into February of this year. I bought the game almost seemingly like at the same time I did this, right at its launch, maybe a little afterwards. But I still bought it. But you know what's funny? Just like the other one, this too has suffered from the same fate. That's right. You can read it down below. You can read it on top. That's right. Because of its situation, my CAW league, DCWA, is on hiatus. Why? Because either I gotta download the game directly from Xbox Live's marketplace, or I've gotta wait until the next installment comes out, or I gotta buy the new game and do it. Because you see, unfortunately, for the second year in a row, a WWE game became load failure on my Xbox 360. For the second year in a row, it has happened to every single person that's purchased this, presumably. And quite frankly, for the second year or third year in a row, me and anybody else that has dealt with this problem are sick and tired of this BS. Sick of it. And I know some people might say, well, Brian, maybe you should just upload all your community, all your characters and stuff just in case something like that happens. You know what, maybe I should. But maybe I shouldn't have to due to the fact that that shouldn't be happening. I do not spend $60 when that game comes out just for that game to take a shit on me a year and a half later. I don't. I don't deserve that. I've had other WWE games on my 360 that I've saved, and they have never took a shit on me until 13, and I think even 12 did. But even if 12 took a shit on me, for some odd reason, it was fixable. These two weren't. 13 and 14 were not. I tried everything. I tried everything. I went from file to file to file. On 14, nothing. I would rebuild on a different memory card. Nothing. The only way I could do it is use another profile. And it's stupid. It's truly pathetic. Because that shouldn't happen. This kind of BS should not occur. And unless it fixes itself, me and everybody else is sick of it. People here on YouTube talking about the same thing are sick of it. And what's ironic is we don't hear these kind of problems when it comes to the PS3 version. So why are we getting it now? Why do we get it on Xbox? Why are we getting it on the 360? Why are we getting it from Microsoft? If there is a certain limit of characters we can create, then so be it. Some people might say that the PS4 and Xbox One versions, the next gen versions, are playing it safe by doing only 25 stars. And maybe they are. But I think one thing that's been determined, the one difference between this and this, I think the biggest difference is, I don't know, this is a freaking DVD-ROM. Yeah, this is a freaking DVD-ROM that this game is printed on. This is a Blu-ray the game is printed on. And I think that's the biggest difference. True, I give them all the credit for trying to give us everything they can on dual layer DVDs. I give them credit, but the thing is, sometimes they need to check things. You know what's ironic? You know how they waited a month before they gave us the next gen consoles to make sure everything was right? I think that's what they should have been doing since day one. They shouldn't be saying, okay, a year or so later we're going to bring out the next one. No. Wait a month or two. Make sure all the bugs, all the kinks are fixed, everything is good. That there will be no load failures. But do they do that? No, they don't. It's stupid. I mean, is the only way we can play this game is to download it directly from the marketplace? I install my game on the damn system. And yet, nothing. And why? Why? Even when I try to save a new game, just so I don't have to go into another profile, nothing. And again, what's ironic is I don't hear anything bad when it comes to the PS3 or PS4, PS3 version. You know why you don't hear anything bad? Because they have a freaking internal memory. That's right, they have a memory. They have a memory drive. Microsoft. You don't. Your 360, the only obvious answer that you've done to fix that is with the new, smaller black version. And by doing that, you still have people have to buy an extension just to make that happen. It's stupid. It really is. I mean, do I have to legitimately go out, buy myself another system? Is that what I have to do? Is that the reason behind these load failures? For us to go out and buy the newer and more compact 360? Is that the reason? Because if that's the reason, why don't you just plaster that on the message board? Look, I know, Microsoft, you are trying your best to give people what they want, but quite honestly, you've been failing in every single aspect at times. You have been. You have been. I mean, with the Xbox One, you started out with saying it can only work with Kinect, and then you changed your mind on that because people knew that that was a mistake. You tried to do the DRM. People said that was a mistake, and you fixed that. You try to do things you know that the people know is wrong. And this is one of these things. True, you might say it's out of your hand, but guess what? For some odd reason, your system is the only one that does it on. So I think you need to take care of this. You need to fix this. You know, if I do end up buying another one, yeah, I'm going to probably take that white one and I'm going to put it in the rec room after I take everything off. But you know what, quite honestly, I shouldn't have to do that. I shouldn't have to go and do that. You know, this shit has to stop. Because people like me don't spend 60-something bucks or even a little less on a game like that for something like this to happen. For us to get robbed of everything we've created. Because you're pretty much slapping us all in the face when you do that. You're pretty much slapping us in the face, Ukes. You're pretty much slapping us in the face, Microsoft. When you do that. 2K, I can't really put the blame on you because you're the only people that you only distribute it. And yeah, you might have some say in what people want to see and everything. That's great. But you're not the real developers right now. And if you are going to be the developers in the future, I hope you're listening. I hope you don't make the mistakes Ukes has made, that Microsoft has made. Because you know what? For some odd reason, some odd freaking reason, Sony seems to be the only ones that have survived this. There have been no complaints, as far as I know, on a PS3. But yet, when it comes to 360, there are complaints. And I think it's stupid. I think it's pathetic. Because like I said, people don't spend 60 freaking bucks initially off the bat to have a lot of the creations taken away from them. And if that's the case, having to recreate them again, or constantly go download 200 freaking times. They don't need that. And quite frankly, Microsoft, you don't need it either. You and Ukes should know better. You know what? I think this year 2K made the smart move when they adjusted and waited for a month to take the games onto the next gen consoles. They made a smart move. They knew they needed to make sure everything was right and ready. And like I've said before in the other video, I'll say again. I hope 2K listens to the fans. I hope they heed the fans' wants and desires. Because there are people like me that want the creator logo back. We want them to keep the upload logo back. Or keep the upload logo. We want them to keep what they introduced this year, where we can upload actual pictures and stuff. We want them to bring back the creator logo. We want them to bring back Creator Championship, Creator Arena, Creator Diva. We want all that back. Why? Because it's what makes the game what it is. And quite frankly, a Blu-ray disc can handle it better than a DVD dual-layer disc. And they know it. You guys know it. I will say this. If I end up getting 2K15 the 360 version down the line, I'm gonna download it directly to see if maybe that's the problem. Maybe I'll even download 2K14 and see if that's the problem. Because it shouldn't be. If it's the disc itself, then I think it's time for these previous gen consoles to start releasing all these similar titles that also go on the next gen consoles or the current gen consoles and release them digitally instead of physically to avoid this kind of crap. But quite honestly, Ukes, Microsoft, this has to stop. And 2K, I hope you step in and make sure it stops. Because why would you want to lose money in distributing a game that's going to glitch up on people and make them lose everything they've created? I know I wouldn't want to be part of that. So that's all I'm going to say on this right now. Because right now, I'm telling you, on behalf of myself and anybody else that's currently dealing with this problem, or had dealt with this problem, we're sick and tired of it, and it needs to stop.